So this exercise works on self-regulation and getting the puppy to kind of manage their impulse control. And I'm sorry that there's a big pile of shit in the way, but you can still see what you need to see. I do it sitting on the floor. Jennifer does it sitting on a stool. And I think he's currently on step either 2 or 3. I'll watch. So I'll send you video in the handout on how to do this before we do a turnover. So puppies are working, or dogs are working for their regular food. It's measured out into a bowl that's on Jennifer's lap currently. When the first step is to leave the hand alone, which he has mastered, and then you open the hand flat like you're feeding a pony. He's a rock star at that, and he stopped being so grabby with our hands just with that. So that extinguished almost all of the biting. Step 2 is to leave the hand alone and offer eye contact. And when he learned that, he actually floated in, telling us he was ready for that step by lying down. So you'll see Jennifer take a break. If he gets up and gets more animated, it means his arousal came up and he's struggling to manage himself. So just waiting, not telling him to lie down, just letting him tell us. So somebody said, "Oh, you're a dog whisperer," and Jennifer and I would argue that we're dog listeners, right? We let him tell us when he has himself under control. So step 2 is to offer eye contact, and then the hand opens, and then he can have the food. What you're observing right now is actually step 3, which is pretty fantastic, which is he offers eye contact, Jennifer opens her hand, he has to wait, even though the food's available, for her to say okay. And it has mostly ended the dive on the hand and eat like you're a crazed lunatic chicken who found a mealworm. And instead is more puppy-ish. And you notice he's not jumping on her, he's not biting her, he's not clutching, he's not doing any of that. He is tethered to the door so that Jennifer can move away. And so that, like, if the cat goes racing through the room, he doesn't go chase the kitty. Because we're, of course, working on be polite with the cat, be polite with the other dogs, be polite with the humans, be polite with all of the things. So Jennifer's really quiet with her okays, which I like. I am personally not a fan of having to be super loud with the dogs and like them to instead listen to whispers.
I'm going to do this one louder.
Sure.
Okay.
The next step will be to float in other sounds and words to play Stump the Puppy and to build greater impulse control. The step after that is to begin a food refusal, which is actually how you guys started, right? You had him sitting and waiting and telling him to stay and putting the bowl down and releasing him. And given how his brain was functioning at that point, I think you actually accidentally built drive and frustration, not because you were necessarily doing anything wrong, just where his brain was in that moment. So being able to, I think what you were trying to build was relax, have self-control, and then you get to go and eat. And I think what you were doing was loading him into the cannon, lighting it on fire, and building drive. So you can always build more drive later. I'm not destroying the drive this puppy has. But for me in my house, we serve impulse control and self-control. I think it just... I know he's a good puppy. And he's also sorting out and navigating what being a good boy is, right? Like I really believe that he thought that all that crazy, rough stuff was what he was supposed to do, that was play, that's what people and dogs do together. And so we're replacing it with these really cooperative, bonding, we do sweet things together play. And I am not ready to say we're actually there yet, but I think we are actually building a retrieve. So I'll work on that once I get back. So wanted to shoot you a little bit of video and see your little critter working. I know you got to see him playing earlier. What a good puppy you are. Look how happy you are. He's so sweet. And we'll catch up with you later. Bye.